Tell your neighbor he is stealing ducks when you are stealing funds.
As High Commissioner, I was wrong. As Charandas Persaud, I reacted naturally how any person would have.
I did not come here for vote for that kind of abuse. I did not come here for that kind of abuse. If you're going to go along that road, I'll walk off.
But it's all okay once they're talking. If they were talking, I could not have been here today.
You got ADHD.
I got nothing.
Calm down.
I think I've done enough in terms of taking our team out of trouble from losing.
Tomorrow, Taylor. That's good.
I'm reading the script now, and the first person that comes to my mind to play a detective,
Yes,
but
the
an
Guyanese critic.
erratic
Mikhail
detective,
Rodriguez.
is Mikhail Rodriguez.
Why an African slap an Indian? Why a man and slap a woman? Look, Gildarie, you deal with that. You deal with that.
We must encourage platforms like this because it brings together different people and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Gildarie, you apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that. Hello there. You are watching a live episode of the Freddie Kissoon Show with our co-hosts Leonard Gildarie and Akash Persaud. As you know, Leonard Gildarie is not here, and Akash Persaud has been doing a good job. When he came on the first 2 weeks, we gave you a background of him and his time with the Chronicle. Akash has fitted in quite nicely, and I'd like to welcome him and hope that he stays on. Leonard Gildarie has his workload, and that has to be appreciated. I can tell you that people have, from my own experience, people have to go out and make a living, so when they get older, they push their hand in their pocket, they have money. But we'll talk about that on another program. So, welcome to a live edition of the Freddie Kissoon Show with co-host Akash Persaud. It's a Friday evening in Georgetown, in Queenstown, and it's kind of rainy. But when I was coming here, I saw the dark clouds blowing away, so it should be a nice tropical night. Now, we are going to show you some things that we showed last week. And there's a promise that we're going to keep showing them to you because they should not be there. There are things in this country in the 21st century that are just too inconsequential to pose problems for people who use the horizon or are on that particular landscape. So we're going to show you what we showed from last week because you need to know this, and people in the diaspora need to know about this. Why a contractor is going to put truckloads of sand right touching the UG road? Why not carry it out in the parapet if you know it's going to be there for 4 or 5 months? I take the UG road up 10 times in a week. I live on the UG road and the railway embankment. So I drove here to come just now. There is a huge mountain of sand right on the street. We're going to show you that. And then up the road, there is the street and no parapet, the trench. So a little swing from one of those huge monstrous construction truck coming, and you make a little swing away from that, your car is in the trench. Akash, let's do the repetition for Guyanese can see about this sand and this little, oh, look at that. Look, the UG road is there. Do you know how long that sand has been there?
Grass growing on it.
Since November, like Akash said, grass growing in it. Look, so if you make a swing, you're onto that arm. Why did they put it there if they know the construction isn't going to take? Look, you see the white line there? That sand is on the road. Now let's show you. Look at that. Look quickly. There is no carpet there. You swing up one of those. I live on that street. In the night, you can't see that hole. You can't see that trench with huge trucks come in and the light in your face. You just swing away. Look, you're in the trench. All it needs, look at that. You can't see that in the night. All it needs is a little barricade there. So when you swing, your car would not go in the trench. You hit the barricade. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Guyanese in Guyana and abroad. Look at that. That's the road. That's the trench.
It's a hazard.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Good. So we're going to show you from last week again a clip of engineering atrocity. Some things do not make sense in Guyana, and I know this since I was young. I'm in my early 70s now. So you can imagine how long that thought has been with me. Take a look at the expensive piece of engineering that nobody in Guyana, in the 10 regions of Guyana, and in region 11, which is the USA, region 12, which is Canada, region 13, which is Trinidad, region 14, which is Suriname, and region 15, which is the UK, region 16, Barbados, where all those Guyanese live. Nobody uses this. Look at this. Why they made such a wide bridge going onto the beach behind Marriott?
Nobody uses it.
I am there every day. Yesterday I saw a judge and his wife walking their dog. I am there. Now look at this street. This is the street that takes you onto the beach. And it is so the steps have taken up part of the street. Now, commonsensically, you widen the street because every day dozens of cars. Look, that car is going on the beach. Look at that. That car cannot see when a car is coming up. Why did they make such a wide bridge? Look, the beach there.
Beautiful.
Go there on Sunday. If you're in Georgetown, go behind Marriott on Sunday, and you're not going to see 15 cars.
Look, your car got
Look at that. See that car went in, and see those cars are going. What is the purpose of that step? It's too wide. That was done, and the Ministry of Public Works failed the Guyanese people by not going there, looking at that step and saying to the construction company, why did you build such a wide step? Why did this is...
it's ridiculous, Freddie.
As you know, we have our calling program. The numbers are on the screen. That's our landline number, and that's Akash WhatsApp number. So call us and let's discuss things. What?
But let me add, Freddie.
Let me add. I think you have some things to show us on.
Right. So I mean, we have two engineering marvels there, you know, with the bridge and the thing. When I say marvels,
I know you're being cynical.
Yeah, but I mean, when things when things are being done in this country that is commendable, we will go and we will highlight it
of
too.
course.
And this clip is from Wakenham. Now, Freddie, you and I both have connections in Wakenham.
I have deep connections. My in-laws are from there, and my wife has a lot of connections there. And
I went to the San Souci Primary School and then to the high school for 2 years. Then I came into Georgetown when I was 11 or 12.
But you know my nieces and nephews.
The bridge, the road in from the Stelling to Belle Plaine is being redone, and we'd like to show you clips of that. I have a video also I'm going to show you, and as I said, when good things are done, we have to highlight that too. And this is something really amazing that is being done on the island. That island has about 4,000 residents. I spoke with the chairman of
4,000 years ago, it used to be 8.
It's 4,000. It's just about 4,000 now. It's a beautiful island. It's a little patch of paradise.
Nice part of Guyana, yeah.
And I spoke with the chairman of the NDC today. I'm hoping to have one of them call in this evening. The headmaster, if not the chairman, they're gonna call in and have a little chat with us. What's happening? So let me show you some clips and a little video of what's happening in Wakenham. This here is the Melville to Wakenham stretch. As you can see, an excavated. They now decided a road to do the foundation, and I also have a video that someone sent me today. You can put this to the side, operator. This is a video. This is when you leave Good Success. This is the road being done, and I was told that all the streets going into the little areas was done in concrete. Now you're going to see some strips with concrete being done, and this is the new road that is being built from Good Success, from the Stelling all the way to Belle Plaine on the to the Belle Plaine Nursery School. The stretch between Maris Pleasure and Zealandia. This is a concrete strip. I'll show. Let me go back to that a little bit. That concrete strip here is what most of the streets going into the villages look like in little schemes. So now they have fully concrete road, which used to be, when I was there, it was dirt roads. So a lot has been done there, and the guys are going to tell me that there was a solar farm being built on the island also. It's about 70% complete. They're going to get pictures for us at some other time. My
mother-in-law still has a piece of our property there. No, we don't want it. So.
Then you name?
Then my mother-in-law's name.
So
she's dead, of course.
Yeah. So this is Wakenham. Let me take you a little carry the video a little further up. So this is the Sans Souci area. As you can see, the lots of work is being done in that area. Again, as I said, we were going to highlight good things that are happening, and if we see issues that needs to be highlighted, then that is our purpose too. So this is well,
when next I go there, it will be different from when I went there.
This is another concrete
2 years ago.
Another concrete strip of the road there, concrete road, and this is another one there going all the way to the seawall at the back. So Freddie, you and when I spoke to the chairman of the NDC today, he said that he's extending an invitation for us to go there. We can take the boys and go do some filming on the island. There are some historical sites there that we can probably visit.
Yeah, Dutch tomb there.
Dutch tombs, that's right, yes. And all those silk cotton trees and so on. It really does make that place looks, it's a really different place. But so guys, so that's it. But guess what? We got our first call coming in, so we're gonna take a call.
Good evening. Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay. We seem to have lost that call. You can call back. You can call back. Please let us know. Give us your comments or tell us about the issues.
Good evening. Hello?
Hi, is this the Freddie Kissoon show?
Yes, it is.
Freddie Kissoon show?
Yeah. What's on your mind?
Yeah, Freddie. Yeah, I just want to bring it to your attention. I haven't heard you mention anything about this Akash Kissoon situation in Parliament. We seem to come out to resign for the other party to take over our position. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, as you know, we have, stay on the line. As you know, we dedicate Friday for as much call as possible for people to call in. Like, for example, you have now called in and have said something that is immensely relevant, the Akash Kissoon thing. And maybe you could give your thoughts on it. Because the time the two hosts take, you know, we take about 3-4 minutes to explain that, people could get in. people could get in their calls. So I would suggest after I give my take on it, very briefly, you could say what you want to say. I think there's an agreement among the three parties, and she should have done the right thing. She got 240 votes as against 2,000 for Anug, and she should have done the right thing. But I don't want to continue and we take up time and people want to call in just as you have called in.
But what's your take, sir?
Okay. So my take is it's very, very sad because if Guyanese wants to give our party a chance, this is another reinforcement of what the AFC did, joining with the other party to get the people out of power. Now, if we're looking towards the third party, these people have 200 and something votes, and now they got a position and doesn't want to, it's ridiculous. Nobody would want to trust a third party again.
But what I don't understand, what I don't understand, and I think I studied philosophy, and one of the philosophers who dealt with obligation at a very philosophical level was the Englishman Locke, John Locke. If we don't have obligation in this world, I think the world becomes chaotic. You have to, you brought a child into this world, you have to take care of the child. You're working at a company, you have an obligation to the company to see that the roof is leaking, you bring it to the attention of the CEO. We have obligation to people. She has an obligation to the Guyanese people to say, this is the reason why I cannot leave the seat. But she hasn't said anything, and I mean, for all you know, she may have a very good reason for saying, I'd like to stay on for another 5-6 months. But she's not saying anything. I don't understand who is this lady's parents or who's advising her. But anyway, sorry, anything else?
The thing is, Freddie, one other thing. The thing is, he's a doctor. When you're a doctor, certain things go with being a doctor.
Yeah, of course.
Have that confidence and trust in her, because this is everybody to see. That's one thing. The other thing is that the other party, ANOC, put out some statements and they justify why they give them the chance to go in office before them. And the next thing is that she's not saying anything. People are saying out there, that, okay, she's staying there because if you stay a certain time in Parliament, you qualify for a certain pension. If you stay a certain time, you qualify for a certain duty-free concession. But nobody's saying anything, and it's just everybody just speculating. She should come and clear the air, But
I think that is what is meant by that. That is what is meant by obligation. I believe we have an obligation to people. Like, I am a public intellectual. I have an obligation. People say, Freddie, how you could be behaving like that and using racial slurs at the supermarket. You have an obligation to either say sorry or say I was not there, but you have to say something. Anyway, sorry, anything else?
So I just want to say that you guys are doing a very good job. Sometimes I don't get to listen to your program live. Most of the times I just watch it on YouTube, and highlight Guyana, the positive side as well as the not so positive side, but we are all happy that good things are happening in Guyana. Keep up the good work, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Thanks
you
for coming through. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Oh Lord, you have to turn down your volume.
Turn down the volume in the background, please, on the device.
Turn down your volume, please.
Yeah?
Yes, go ahead.
Over that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, Freddie and Akash.
Yeah, good evening.
It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. We're in Canada here.
Yeah.
And I listened to the show. Freddie and Gildarie used to call it. And you just showed the things about Wakanam.
Yeah.
You say Wakanam. I remember in the 80s before I left Guyana, I used to be at Naikadam.
Okay.
And you had a little stelling going over to
Leguan. So you know my relatives. You know Teacher Reds and Teacher Shireen, his wife. You know the Ramjans.
I know the Ramlagans and that.
You know the Ramjans? My wife's cousin, the Ramjans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Shabir, Shabir and Saeed, and yeah.
Make yourself available, Freddie, and I'll see you guys there next week.
Yeah, when you come in, call us. My number is 6. Look, that's Akash number on
make contact with us because we've been invited to go up there.
what I'm trying to get at there now is that when you taste freedom and you taste power, as doctor don't want to come out, and I met some of the other guys them here, that everybody is opportunist. Nobody wants, they want to go in, and then when they go on the sideline and then they get freedom, they don't want to come out. And that's what happens there, is that everybody are opportunists. I was seeing that one of the other guy them there, the guy who didn't get a contract as the other guy had a show there, Colonel, that this guy, because he went and he didn't get a contract, he started to boycott the government. These are the opportunists.
Who's that? Who's that?
One guy that was talking about you educate your kids and they're going to Canada and America and England.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know that show. Maybe you should tell us the name of the show.
I saw it that there is a guy there that he go to get a contract and he didn't get it, so he's embracing the government of everything they do. But people can't realize that in Canada here, we have been losing so much of doctors, lawyers, going to the states who pay the money. This is normal. Anybody who pay money, you go. Akash is there. And if another registration calls Akash and say, I'm giving you $20,000 an hour, he's gone. He's got no faithful accommodation for you there. So anybody is about the money, and people got to start to understand that life is this, that everybody wants to make money. There is nothing like faithfulness there.
Okay. Point taken.
It's been a pleasure like always.
Okay.
All right, good.
Akash,
Thanks.
I was at the there's a call coming.
No, it's off. Yeah.
I was at a rally Sunday where I was one of the speakers, and I got this from the rally for Palestine.
Oh, that's on last Sunday?
Yeah, Free Palestine, last Sunday. I wish I would try to get clips from the rally so we could show it to the viewers. What is happening in Gaza is just unspeakable. The Israelis, the Jews of Israel, its government and its army have now become like the Nazis.
We have someone who's watching the show. His name is Zahir Khan. He's watching all the way from Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah.
Well, if he's watching from Ireland, tell him I'm very, very disappointed in the Irish government. The Irish people have always sided with revolutionary movements, with anti-colonial movements. One of the great Irish movement is the Sinn Féin in Northern Ireland. And I thought the Irish government would have taken a stronger role against Israel. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great, man.
Alright. Calling concerning this firearm application with businessmen.
Calling for what?
Firearm application for businessmen. Yeah.
Yeah, we applying with all requirements and can't get firearm.
How long you applied?
I applied 4 years now, I follow it up, and they say the one last. So in 2020 I applied, and then I applied back in 2022 after they say my document last from 2020.
Wow.
And you're a bona fide businessman with good standing and what have you?
Everything. The commander in the region interview me, they investigate me, I apply with all requirements, and it's gone back to Gildarie as the commander tell me. And every time I follow up, they always say calling back or check them back. I checked them like 7 times, and they always taking the name and never get back any information.
But in other countries, right? People go to the member of parliament. Now we don't have constituency politics here, but the political parties, they have MPs that go in the areas. You should see who's the representative for the political parties and go and talk to them. People need firearms to protect themselves. What I don't understand with the bureaucracy in this country, since I was young, I think you should tell people, look, we are processing this thing, come back in 3 months' time. But don't tell and give people a reason. You must have more respect for people than that. But just people meet me on the road all the time and tell me about things that they've been told to come back. I wish you luck. I wish you luck, man. I think if you are a respectable, credible businessman, I don't see why you should not be denied a firearm. I know it's a long process to get a firearm, and so you go through that long process. And if you went through that long process and you meet the requirement, you should have your firearm.
That is what I want to know, sir. I think I have no problem. I just want to know where you can get it, and I know people get it in 3 weeks.
Well, you know why?
Okay, well, I know why.
Yeah.
I know why. Is it not a requirement make they get it in 3 weeks?
I wish you the best of luck, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for coming through, man. Yeah, another man met me recently and he was telling me the same thing. I told him to call in on the program. Hopefully he calls in. It was the same issue too. He says years now he has applied. He's a goldsmith. He has a goldsmith operation. He lives at the by West Rumvelt area there. And he says, you gotta get your gate all the time closed up and all, but he would like to have some sort of protection.
I think you can't give firearm to any and everybody.
No, you have to reach requirements.
Good. But if you have a sesquipedalian, sorry for that long, that big word. If you have a long set of requirements that people have to meet, and they meet that requirement, then they're eligible.
Yeah.
You have to meet certain requirements to get in to become an intelligence officer in your country. They have to do background check. They have to see who are your friends that you are associated with. But when you meet those requirements, then you should be given your firearm. It's not that a guy open a candy store, you want a firearm, he makes an application. The police say, how long you been in business? Yeah. I've been in business 9 months. Where's your business? How much you earning? Where's your Anyway, man.
Background check and all that.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Hello, good night. Good evening. Quick question. Who is in charge, like the city in charge, right? Like doing the roads and stuff. Like, who is in charge? The city in charge or is the government in charge?
No, all from what I understand, that comes under public works. All the extension of the streets, renovation of the streets, creation of new streets, like what's going on in Persaud Nagar. It's Ministry of Public Works. I don't think for the past 10, 15 years, City Council have been repairing streets. They don't have.
You lost him. But Freddie, while the government has been doing it, it falls under the City Council to do these.
But I'm glad the government is doing it.
Yeah, because it would have never been done.
You know what people say when they're coming in here?
Freddie.
I think the City Council, give it time. I think the PPP is going to win the City Council. We may anyway. Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, good night. Yeah, the same guy that does call.
You got you again. Lucky you. Yeah, it's the Ministry of Public Works doing the streets all over Guyana.
But the responsibility.
The but isn't necessary. It's the ministry.
The responsibility
wants to know who's the minister.
Is the City Council is responsible.
They don't have money to clean drains, much as to how expensive to build roads. Yes, sir. It's the Ministry of Public Works. Any other question?
Yeah, okay. When you go to like a lot of different countries, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody want to visit the city, right? Which we think that the city should be like the number one place in every country to visit, right? So why can't I don't know if the government or whoever can invest heavily and get the roads of facelift, you know what I mean? Just proper needs so like when
but they're doing that.
Yeah, the whole of Queenstown.
But they're doing that. Which so you're living in Guyana?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, you have to come to Guyana to see it.
They're doing
this
it.
is not the Guyana of the 70s and 80s. You should see the roads in Persaud and Nagar that are being done.
No, but listen to me. Listen to me. I love my country, right? I respect my country, right? But what I'm saying, right, there's a few roads in Georgetown that really need facelift.
Yeah.
No, but
they're
maybe,
working on them.
but maybe they will get there. But I can tell you this. I am a Georgetown resident. I live within the vicinity of Georgetown. I drive here to come to this show. Tomorrow I'm going to the market. Every day I go to the seawall. Every afternoon I go to the seawall with the love of my life, my dog. And I see roads. No, you can't fault the government for. In fact, some critics of the government is saying you're building roads. People can't eat roads. No, you got to come and see.
Queenstown, where we are right now, where the studio is, the entire Queenstown and Alberton has the road. All the roads has been repaved and it's beautiful. I can tell you that.
Okay. You got to.
What I'm saying, right? I wasn't blaming anybody.
No, we're not saying
No.
We're just updating you.
No. You're saying some of the roads need facelift. You may have seen some roads that need facelift, and don't let people misinterpret our reaction. I do accept, absolutely, totally, without reservation, your emanation that some roads need facelift. We haven't seen all the roads. It's stupid for us to say we have seen all the roads, but I have seen lots of roads. So your point is taken, but our point is taken also. The roads are being done.
Okay.
I hope you get a chance to come back soon, though, man. It's beautiful here now.
Of course.
It's getting better.
I was like 4 years ago, but yeah.
Okay then, sir.
All right. Sure.
Okay, sir.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, man.
Good.
Great show.
Freddie, but this city, the biggest issue in this city, is what? Garbage.
No, here. Two things are going to happen. The government will have to take the decision of city. Listen,
managing the city?
You got to understand something. There's a German word called Realpolitik. The PNC, which controls the city council, say, listen, we ain't doing these streets, but I think there is an argument about money because it is true that over 50% of don't pay rates and tax. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. You know that if people try to criticize, but what I'm saying, I'm trying to say, but a year back, people car was breaking up. They said carriage was breaking up. They got to buy parts. They got to do this. But the government decided to do all the roads all over the country. When the government started to do the roads, now the same people turn back and said that you can't eat road.
Yeah. Look.
They remember what they said before,
No. Let me tell you before you go on. You see those same people that are saying the government must bring Exxon to the table and renegotiate. The day Exxon said we're not renegotiating, and the UK, the EU, and the US start to say, is Guyana a place to invest? No. Them same people who saying that we must haul Exxon at the table, them same people say, you see? Nobody wants to come and invest. You see, you hear what the UK Prime Minister say. You hear what the EU Commissioner says. So listen, the government people, the PPP leaders are very experienced, and they know what they're supposed to do. And those people just go ahead and do their business. You have educated people in this country, educated people in and out of this, saying what we want with oil. Oil production affects the climate, and all over the world, the country they're living in.
Freddie's not alone. The same educated people talking the road now where they said the car was breaking up.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, the same educated people in Guyana talking the road now.
You think the government don't know the saying, damn if you do, damn if you don't, and government just has to do what it has to do. I believe if the government increase salary by 50%, there are people not people, laborers who are uneducated, they're educated people can say 50%. No, man, you should give the people 75%.
No, but no,
listen, the government know you have these idiots and anti-government haters like that. And they don't bother me. Look, I'm in the media. I have to read the media every day. I never believed when I was at UG in my 70s, Guyana would produce such an appalling amount of educated fools as I'm seeing in 2024. Anyway, sir, anything more?
Yeah, I want to say that, you know, the same people, some of the REOs, what in their government now, you know, they tell the government, what this money we are giving these regions can't do the roads, let the government do the roads itself. And that is there's a very good thing because the government take over all the roads. I know I must praise Mr. Chill, the Minister Chill, and the people doing all the roads in the whole damn country. And this is the same people fix. And you know why to tell you, Freddie, I know he's not a believer. These Christian people, these are the same people.
No, man, don't blame. No, man, it's not only Christian people. Don't go down that road of blaming people's religion, ethnicity. People are people, man. No, man, don't.
This is the people who are telling you about.
No, man, don't.
The same mouth, the praise God, they discuss God.
No, look, they got terrible people supporting genocide in what Israel is doing to Gaza. And they got thousands and thousands and thousands of decent Jews that do not like what is going on in Gaza and speaking out against it. You got Muslim, Christian, and Hindu people that will say unreasonable things. Don't go down that road criticizing.
By the way, caller.
But what's going on in Haiti now? You see they're fighting against themselves there now?
Yeah, okay, so anything else?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Right, thanks. On a point to note, Freddie, Exxon announced today that
a new find
at the Bluefin. I think it's 34 wells. Man, this is unprecedented. Look, and there is so much more to be done that it will happen. We get a call coming in. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Good evening.
Yeah.
The government is doing an excellent job in terms of building roads and highways, but this Rupert Craig Highway, I think it was badly done. If you travel not the highway right now, your car could be broken up. It's like traveling in a ripple, you know what I mean?
Which part of the Rupert Craig Highway?
The entire highway.
Oh, because the part by Sobrianville going up to Movie Town, they're redoing that.
Yeah, but you built a brand new highway. I'm the only one going to the airport from Sheriff Street, going Marker and all those places.
But that's not the Rupert Craig Highway.
No.
That's the Heroes Highway?
Yeah, the Heroes Highway, sorry.
Okay.
That thing is very, very badly done. Contractors could be shot. You know what I mean? But a brand new road, millions of dollars invested, and then that is what you're going to give to the guy. People with the taxpayers' money. The Heroes Highway.
Yeah, there are some dips in the road you're talking about.
I'm talking the entire highway is badly done. Miserably done.
You could remember who's the contractor. It's a Trinidadian company, right?
It's various guys.
Several contractors.
I don't. The government is not saying anything about it. The politicians are not saying anything about it. You know, your car would be broken up driving in that highway. The rear and tear.
If you don't know the highway, the possibility that you may have some issues because there are some dips at certain points.
Well, I hope my little car don't I hope my little car don't get broken up.
It's miserable done. You know, I'm kind of disappointed.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thanks for coming through.
You see, these are things that we this Friday program is so valuable. Man can't get his firearm license. I didn't know. And Akash is saying he knows about it, the dips that could break up your car. Anyway, anything else?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
Look, the highway is a very, very strong highway. I can tell you that. Very strong. But I think what happens that there are certain parts, and if you don't drive, there aren't ripples really, like where they got these bridges and so on, like where the joins are. There's a little bit of a dip, and sometimes if you don't know the highway, you probably can end up in some issues. But again, it all depends on the speed in which you're going at. There are speed limits also on the highway that you should be maintaining a certain speed. A lot of people, though, you know, they don't even know that there are some humps coming up to where the roundabouts are. And if you're going at a certain speed, it's hard to slow down, because a lot of people believe that the highway is a race course too. What this afternoon, when I was coming to the studio, there was a line from the bridge, Freddie, all the way past DSL. I kid you, and that was around 5 this afternoon. The line was from the bridge all the way to DSL. I cannot wait for when that new bridge is finished, because it's going to alleviate a lot of traffic situations that people are faced with on a daily basis. In order for somebody to get to Georgetown for 8 o'clock to get to work, you got to be at the bridge for about 6:30 in the morning. People leave home at 5 o'clock on the West Coast to get over here. They're building a new road from Schoonard to Crane that is going to finish very soon from the aerial footages that I've seen. But I know that it's painful, Freddie. It's painful for people going over the river.
I could imagine that, man.
You know, it takes
people tell me about that all the time.
Yeah, when you are in that line and the line there all the way past Houston, it's easily 2 hours to get over. Easily 2 hours just to get over the bridge.
Yes,
so,
I've heard about that thing.
At this point in time, I don't think there is anything that can be really done, because it's one bridge, the floating harbor bridge. The other one is being built. They're working on it. I pass there every day and I'm looking at it every day, hoping that one day I'm going to start seeing this thing rising out of the sea, you know. So guys, you can call in, let us know what your, if you have any things you want to discuss with us. The numbers are 231-2982 and 652-1314. I'm hoping to hear from someone out of Wakenham very soon. As you know, we highlighted the road works being done in Wakenham. So let's hope that guy comes through. So callers, you can call us. Let's know what's happening.
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about, but we have to give weight to the callers. There's this city council thing. I was making a point. I think the government has to make the decision sooner or later that they're going to take on the task of cleaning the city. It's the city council don't have the money. I think they genuinely don't have the money. And I don't think the government wants to give them the money to do it by themselves. And I don't think the government should. I think the government should do it by themselves. Yeah. Look, the guy from Wakenham is calling. Shake a man.
Hello, good evening, sir. You're on the program. Yes, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Ahmad.
Good evening.
Yeah, tune on your volume.
How are you, man?
Turn on the volume and good. Go ahead, please. So, Mr. Ahmad, just to let you know, I know you probably was at Masjid earlier, but we showed the progress of the road being built in Wakenham, and the reason why, as I said, on this program we highlight a lot of situations that needs fixing, and now when things are being done in a positive way, we want to highlight that too. So, tell us a bit about what's happening in Wakenham with this road.
Well, what I can tell you, right, is that first of all, right, Wakenham is undergoing a massive transformation right now. The transformation is so massive that if you come here and take you on a guided tour, you will see the inner streets, right? We have 12 inner streets that have been built in concrete. Those streets are having street lights at this point in time. Zealandia, which had road access issues for years, the road to Zealandia is almost completed. The road to Ridge, which had access problem, where the previous government refused to build roads to Ridge and Zealandia, right? They said, the point blank that their supporters not living there, we're not building roads. The PP has taken off its connectivity in terms of road networks. Ridge can come out, Zealandia can come out, and the entire island is being transformed at this stage. You have 3 excavators on this island. The government has 3 excavators on this island. Agriculture has taken a kick-off since 2020. And everybody here is getting work. right? In all the villages, Zealandia, Marais, Special, Naikadak, Ridge, all the areas are getting work and targeted for work. Arthurville, right? The entire island is being transformed. Lots of plantains are being planted here, coconuts. This island is probably one of the largest suppliers for coconuts right now.
Is it about 50,000? About 50,000 pounds of planting coming out of there every week, I think.
Yeah, more than that. Sometimes 75, almost 100,000.
Wow.
Right? I mean, people here, lives have been transformed because the government has intervened and has created the opportunity. The PP has, through led by Dr. Fanali, has intervened. And they have transformed people's lives here. They have made people's lives from an economic. You and Freddie both know how economic used to be in the past. Freddie has been here a couple of years back. And Akash, you have not been here for quite a while. But the thing is, what I want to tell you, gentlemen, if you come here now, you'll be amazed to see what is going on here.
We're going to arrange to come.
People who are living in North America, right? They have come back and start reconstructing their houses. Some people have remigrated back to Vietnam, have gone into farming, and have gone into large-scale farming, right? The NDC is tasked with doing the drainage and irrigation. They have been doing a wonderful job. They have intervened in all areas, right? And they have opened up so many farming lands on this island. It's like the economic opportunities are numerous. And it has come to a point that we don't have the labor force. We don't have the labor force here to deal with this enormous amount of agricultural development that's happening on this island. And what really we should understand too is that we have imported quite a lot of laborers from the hinterland. We have a lot of Amerindians who have settled on this island, over 1,000 of them are living on this island and working right now, right? And they have provided much needed labor for the different farms. I mean, we economize mass productivity in plantains, coconut, pumpkin, watermelon, ground provision, cows, right? Milk. We have got all these industries that are adding, and the Ministry of Agriculture has been given technical help. They have been given machinery help, right? The NDC, I mean, they have been doing a massive job in terms of assisting the farmers. They have worked with every farmers, and right now, the agriculture minister was here a couple of days ago, and he handed over a new excavator, the third one, and he said 5 acres of work for each farmer on Vietnam. And you could imagine doing 5 acres of land for every farmer on Vietnam.
What about jobs? What about jobs for young school leavers?
Well, the thing is, what happens here, right? I mean, in terms of educational opportunities after high school and people working, a lot of people have gone into entrepreneurship on the island. They have their own farm, their own business, right? Those who want to further their education have gone off. I mean, we have had a scholar here in the last 2 years who have top Cape from Wakeland from SK Island Secondary. You went to QC, he top Cape, right? His name is Naresh Jagmanan, right? So our educational upliftment, there has been tremendous intervention in the education sector by the Minister of Education. Current Minister is driving the education sector in this island. We have had a new school at Arthurville for over $90 million, and that's a state-of-the-art primary. And they have now been adding to all the other schools, and they have added to the secondary school. And I can tell you, Akash, when you used to go to the secondary school, the school used to write 7 subjects. I am currently the head of that school. That school is now writing 22 subjects.
Wow.
Right? And the vision of getting that school on par with Anna Regina Multilateral, so that parents don't have to send their kids to Multi and face the hurdles of them living in dorms. We create all the opportunities right here. And that's what we're doing. We've transformed. I mean, sports have been transformed here. You have almost 4 sporting facilities here, which is up to standard with any facility in Georgetown. Right?
Oh, all right.
I mean,
all right. Well, you know what? Thanks for coming through. I mean, we're gonna come. We hope to come and visit sometime. Hope we can take a walk around with you.
Y'all come and visit. Y'all will see a new Wakeland.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling. Let's give some other let's give opportunity to other callers too. Thanks for coming.
Sure, no problem. I promise you the call, so I did make.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Good. Have a good night too.
Yeah.
So transformation. Yeah. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Hey, Akash and Freddie, good evening, sir. I'm calling. I just wanted to make a quick response to the previous caller who talked about the Heroes Highway. I was in Guyana like about 2 months ago after the Hero Highway. I understand that, the road is not like a fully asphalted road that you can, speed along. And so the road was built like 8 to 13 inches of concrete for heavy-duty vehicles. Those roads were built to handle heavy-duty vehicles for construction and everything into the future. If he understands, I live in New York, and if you drive along the Long Island Expressway, which is one of the heavy-duty roads, it's all concrete. And if you go out there, it's not like driving on the I-95 going into Florida. So they must understand this, and this is something that Guyanese need to adapt to. So forget about you may get some disruptions and inconvenience because of this, but they were built to specifications of engineering. You will find a little dip. I drove down the Sunrise Highway in Long Island here going out, which is another truck route. And you find these things, they're very common. So understand that engineering, Guyana construction and so is not there yet, but we are doing the best. So let's not condemn these. It's built to last. And it had met all of the specifications of engineering from the public works. I'm not saying it's 100%, but guess what? Is it better than nothing? Come on.
Absolutely.
That's not a deal. Right.
Yeah.
But guess what? It is going to transform this country by allowing trucks to pull out from the sand pits and the stone and the gravel to take it to develop other places. Should we stop that construction? Come on, guys. Let's adapt, because the thing is, Guyanese only know of asphaltic roads. Concrete road is a standard for truck routes in North America. I just want to leave that. Another thing I want to point out, and you guys made the point about the new discovery today. It's alarming and very embarrassing and disgusting of Guyanese response to this. What are we, why should we celebrate this? Guyana should be celebrating this today, the new discovery. Imagine we had this thing in the ground for years and it did not. Now we get it. Even whatever little we're getting out of it, let's celebrate it, man. It's going to add something to the pocket. And the other thing is, people questioning, what is the oil money doing for Guyana? It's amazing that they don't see this, the tangible things. Drive through, as my brother from the Awaken Arm was talking about. Throughout Guyana, when I was there like 2 months ago, it's unbelievable what I saw there. I took a flight from Ogle to go to Kaijor, and the amount of houses I have seen there, I've not seen that over in Florida.
Okay, so
again, the other thing is, if we look at where the money is going, the gold scholarship, we are paying for fuel and everything. Nothing has risen. This is crazy. The other thing, many people have been bashing the PPP government for being anti-Haitian. Who has represented Haiti on the world stage like President Ali? Come on, man. You guys, people make these comments. It's
why you bothering with these people? You can always got fools around the place, sir. Thanks for coming through. Look, they can always got fools around the place, sir. They got people. Yes. They got people. Look, you don't live in this country, right? You don't live in this country. You see some things coming out of this country. You would not believe there are people in the world that would say these things. A girl allegedly lit fire to a dormitory and killed 20 people, 20 teenagers. And the educated people saying, man, why you treating her like that? Why you charging her for murder? Look, you can always find in every country in the world, every country, she would have been charged, given 20 murder charges as we did here. But look.
Freddie, can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Freddie, I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I think that's not a very accurate statement. I think people in the diaspora are very much aware of what's happening in Guyana than Guyanese. I went to Guyana and I spoke to people of things that are happening there in Georgetown and Kitty, and they don't know much of what we know of what's happening. We have been following the pulse of Guyana, so it's quite unfortunate, it's inaccurate that we don't know what's happening there. We follow it. I read your columns every morning, my brother, Everything is on the spot.
Okay.
So, you know, these are the kinds of things that the diaspora is very sensitive of what's happening, and we want the best.
All right.
Listen,
Thanks.
One last thing I want to make.
Go ahead.
I've listened to Anuk tonight, and if Guyanese are not careful, Anuk is the AFC on steroids tonight. We gotta be careful. There's no chance of third-party politics. They're gonna destroy this country.
All right.
I plead with the Guyanese. Please stay away from these guys.
All right.
They're dangerous.
Thanks.
Let's take another call. Thanks for coming through. Hi, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Hi, good evening to Mr. Freddie and your co-host. I am thankful, you know, for what is going on so far with the government and all the development with the road. But I want to share my concern. While I'm happy that all of that is going on, when I look at the rate that we are paying for PAYE, I am hoping that this is something the government can address shortly. The budget is already set for 2024, and we are hoping in very near future. I just want to raise a few points. One of the challenges we have with PAYE. I don't believe 50% of Guyanese is paying PAYE. There's one. Two, under what circumstances you work, you know, whatever sacrifice you make, sometimes we know how challenges your work can be. You go through, you finish working, the government will take out that tax. It doesn't matter whether your mother die, whatever challenge you go through, PAYE that is being taken out. And when you check the percentage, Guyana being an emerging idle country, I'm hoping that very soon that we're paying 28%, then you still got to pay VAT. And if you're a religious person, then that's another 10%. We're doing all of this currently, but I'm hoping in the very short future, this can be addressed. I'm not a disgruntled Guyanese. I love what is going on with the road. I travel the road every day, but I'm hoping very soon that the government can pay some attention that, you know, the people can get more money in the pocket.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
Yes, just that, you know, Guyanese unite a bit more. I think the old politics should be a thing of the past, and, you know, let's just, you know, unite. There's a lot of opportunity out there for Guyanese, and I'm a Negro person. I think we complain too much. Check and see what opportunity we can take, and, you know, let's develop for our future for our kids and so.
Before you go, the word Negro has gone out of use. It's best to say African.
I'm an African, yes, I'm an African.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Thanks for coming through.
Yes, sir.
Freddie, you could remember when Kim Kissoon came up with this idea that instead of that, get rid of VAT, get rid of PAYE and raise VAT to a certain percent. You remember when he made that statement?
No, I can't remember.
Yeah, he had suggested that, look, get rid of PAYE. Okay, we got a call coming through. Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Akash.
Hey, good evening, sir.
Hey, Ramadan Mubarak to you and Freddie Kissoon there.
Mubarak Ramadan to you too.
Hey guys, I want to highlight something, man. I live in Roxham Bottom Gardens, right?
Yeah.
And we got a problem with the front road here, you know? The government seems to be doing a great job in the housing scheme, East Renveld, West Renveld, Laying Avenue, and so on. And I've brought this to the attention of Edgel and a couple of other people in the government. Nothing is being done in Roxham Bottom Gardens, man. And on top of that, carry on.
No, I think
I want to say something.
yes, I think they're redoing what's the name of the street in South Rumfeld?
Let me tell you what they did. They did some work on Aubrey Barker Street.
Yeah, right? they're redoing Aubrey Barker Street.
Okay, and what they did, that's at the back of where they have that new roundabout that they have there right now, right? If you come over the roundabout and you're coming into Roxanne Burnham from Dynasty, somebody built a bridge stupidly that leaves those big sun trucks coming through from south there and coming into Roxanne Burnham and shaking our houses over here.
Yeah.
The man from Canada just said these roads, these concrete roads that they built here, right? They were built for a lot of purposes other than what they were built for right now. Since 1970, we got these roads. These roads aren't repaired. These roads are sinking in Roxanne Bonham on the front road here. They're broken up, and you got these huge trucks we talk about, Freddie, that's shaking your neighborhood, coming through these places and going to the Puri shop here on the day.
And I hope that the authorities are hearing your call and they heed to your call, in many ways.
And Akash, the reason why I'm highlighting this is because I've lived here since 1970. And this rocks, you there?
Yeah, we're hearing you. We're hearing you.
Yeah, this Roxanne Bonham Road was being used as a conduit when they were fixing the Mandela Highway. So we are at the mercy of these big trucks now that's coming from South Gildarie Walker Street and using the bridge that they built stupidly to join Roxanne with Aubrey Barker, and that's creating a massive problem over here.
I hope the two ministers are listening to this. That's
why I'm highlighting it. And my friends, I want to make one last comment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would wish if this government can take away that VAT.
Okay.
Are you there, okay, Freddie?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You want to...
I would wish if the government would take away the VAT and give these pensioners free Wi-Fi and free electricity.
Okay.
Well, let's hope when the money starts flowing.
I can't disagree with you with that. I'm a senior citizen, so I wouldn't have to pay electricity. I'd save a couple of $100,000.
I'm a senior citizen too. I'm hoping that I could get free Wi-Fi and free electricity. I'm getting free water, so I'm not complaining, my friend.
I hope I could get all that free. I was talking to the former administrator of the Georgetown Hospital, Mike Khan, who's been my friend a long time. And I was telling him, we were talking about our lives as we're getting older. I spent 26 years at UG teaching. And I remember 26 years, and I went to some of the best universities in the world. And I think my last pay at UG was about 170-something thousand. So what have I saved? I keep telling, every day in the street I meet people, hi Freddie Kissoon, Mr. Kissoon, do you know? And everywhere I go, people know me, but that's all I have. All I have in Guyana is a name. That's all I have. I have nothing else. You could imagine working 26 years, consecutive years at UG, starting at 78,000 or something like that. And after 26 years, you end up at 170,000. What have I got in my life? I told my can I believe I've wasted my life. Anyway, thanks for coming through, man.
You too, my friend. You guys have a nice evening.
All right, man. Freddie, you had a similar issue where when the trucks were passing on the...
I see they resurfaced the railway embankment, and it's not shaking as much, but there's some big trucks are still shaking the road. There are lots of cracks appearing on our concrete wall.
And you're not directly on the it's not like this height that railway embankment is directly next to your house. There's a
trench.
There's a canal.
Yeah.
And then there's that. So imagine if you were that
right
close.
On the road, like as the guy saying.
That's right. Perhaps what this man is saying is that his home is very close to this bridge and all that, and it's shaking the home. And those things, man. Look, man, you spend your entire life savings to build a nice home and all of that. Then to have this happen, obviously it damages the foundation, and you know, we wish that things can but let's hope as things get better and more of the oil money flow in, as I said, as we both there's a new discovery of oil, so things are going to get better. Let's hope so. So guys, call us 231-2982 and 652-1314. Let's know your experience.
Yeah, so I'm getting sidetracked by the calls. Of course, the calls are priority.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about the garbage. Of course, I hope I can get through before 10 o'clock. I hope I can get through on the phone before 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But we got to give priorities to the calls. I think the government will have to bite the bullet. and assign money to clean in the city. It's just looking that the city council isn't going to do it.
Freddie, there's a guy named Walton Orion. Walton Orion shares pictures of the city when they clean this place.
I know him. He's a competent man.
Yeah, and by the Freddie, if you see this place,
he's all right guy.
Spick and span when these people finish cleaning up.
He's all right
next
guy.
morning,
I know Walton Orion.
Next morning, garbage again. No, somebody tell me it's deliberate. I was like, why would somebody?
But when I was growing up, there was a place that was supposed to be bad, violent, quote unquote, near Warlock.
Warlock, yes.
And the government went to fix the roads in Warlock, and people come and say, we want it fixed. Hello? And at Ferguson, it's...
Hi, good evening.
Yes. This Carl Panescu.
Okay.
Watching our program like this, they just mention much oil money for Guyana. Not gonna resource like a gold and diamond and bauxite and longman and things. Just oil.
No, well, we are highlighting the fact that Guyana made a new discovery of oil today, and oil has transformed. With oil money has transformed this country.
It become now and become like the rest place when I'll stop discovery and damage up the nation. What the nation will live with.
Anything else, sir?
Yeah, then I bring Mr. Freddie and fella that I bring out them kind of things that's over the backside and the gold and diamond where you used to live all about and the agriculture and stuff. Just I'll and thing we they will bring up things with.
All right.
They got back some of them things, man, so people highlight about it. So really diamond, really resource from country them that dead. Just I'll know. Yeah, bro.
Well, thanks for coming through and airing your concern.
Good night. Yeah.
All right, good. Thanks.
That talk about that in like the Guyanese and about island. But I live even as a drone and I see how much a drill what we do. But tax here getting in country at 2%, nothing, just the isle.
How are things in Essequibo?
It's in Essequibo, well, my brother, I'm be honest, so things over here, you gotta work hard too. Just the rich of them get richer and the poor people then just live on the monthly salary and do what they gotta do.
All right, thanks for coming through.
You too, yeah. Good body. Good night.
Everybody gotta have their say, okay?
I know.
Say so.
Look, coming back to the city, Georgetown is a beautiful place. You know, the people of Georgetown and so on. But I think that the garbage situation in this country, Freddie, is a culture now. It has become a culture. People just wantonly walking on the road, drink from a plastic bag, and guess what they do? They just drop it in the road. And people from all ages doing this, Freddie. It's not just the little children doing this. Everyone. You drive me in a car, you see a KFC box come flying out through the window.
I've seen that steady.
Driving over the bridge, it really messes with my mind when I see this. People driving on the bridge and you see plastic bottles flying out people's windows into the river. We have absolutely no respect.
Let me tell you what happened. And you always hope when your thought patterns are formed that there's a distinction between humans and lower animals. The First Lady landscape, through her initiative, landscape that seawall by the bandstand, that even the colonials with all their money didn't have an interest in doing. And so they have different fountains that you could, go and use to wash your hand when you finish.
We have a call, Freddie.
They destroy the faucets.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. You're on air.
Yes. Concerning the garbage, I listen to the garbage. It's not the tongue alone, just be pile up with them things. One of the most disturbing things, like in a minibus and a taxi, along the roadways, like when I got them 10 days worker cleaning or one thing. 90% a bus, car, and taxi throw thing out of the window. The governments are coming, stop one eating and drinking from minibus.
Yeah, so we listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. bag, plastic bottle, this tin, that tin, you know, fling out the window. Sometimes you know what yourself, the man behind you, windscreen can get shattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the government should really clamp down on this thing for just ease this garbage from this roadway. Now the city alone, West Coast, terrible, man, terrible. All right, have a good night.
All right, great. So call me. Hello, good evening. You're on air.
Hi, good evening. I'm listening to Freddie with the town council. But you know why I agree? Let the government don't give no town council, no part of this country, no big set of money as subvention. Let the government do the work themselves. Because as they give them the money, they find a way to spend it out. I don't know if you can remember with when Hamilton Green was mayor, what happened with the people money. Yeah, let the government do the work themselves, give them contracts, they call the people, give them contracts, and let them clean up the city themselves. That's my take.
That's a crazy place, you know?
Thanks.
That place tells you every day they don't have money. And I went the first working day to pay my rates and tax, and saw more than 60 people waiting to pay their rates and tax and couldn't pay it. There was nothing in place. You give it, look, that's that. People, you hear these anti-government critics talking about the government. Anyway, hello. Yeah, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon show.
Yeah, that's right. I'm so glad I get through with this on the program, right? But let me tell you something. Every day people complain about the garbage in Georgetown, right? But when you walk across the road in Georgetown, anyway in Georgetown, you don't find a trash bin. You don't find a bin so like you can anybody pass on their clothes and just deposit them back or anything that they got for throw away. But you know got nothing like that. Garbage bin, you don't see the thing, you don't find dumpster by the stink market like Balboa market. You got a lot of dumpster and thing there, the stink place. You understand? The slum market, you don't find garbage bin, but people gotta throw it away on the ground. You understand? But you got a lot of people, you can't blame too much of the citizens because you walk around, you don't find a garbage bin. So what you gonna do? This is the ground you're gonna throw it on. You understand? PNC them got the tongue. Them always are in Georgetown. You ever know they ever do anything good for Georgetown? They never do nothing good for Georgetown. Yeah, if the government not put them hand, if the government not put them hand, and then nothing to do in Georgetown. You understand? This thing is not a joke, buddy. You understand? This is it what it is. It is what it is. You understand? For clean the place, you got to put bin. Put bin, let people put them trash inside. You understand? And it done, they had it done, put one barrel for each car and let it dump truck them, discharge the thing them like in the night. You understand? The thing terrible. You understand? But when them same citizens, they're foreign like New York and Canada.
Exactly.
They don't eat anything, they might take them and put them in their bag. You know? And when they come back to Guyana, you understand? Oh my God, how Canada clean? How America clean? You know, see them back on the yeah, because y'all fudging stink. You understand? Y'all degrade y'all own country. Them people say, I degrade their own country and I will look at the highlight what the next people in country got. Why you don't keep your country clean? This is the country where they ban and go, and especially if I might die right here. You understand? But this thing gotta stop. This bullshit gotta stop. You understand? PNC never know nothing. Just how you see the city there, just how the city, May and all of them stay just. When you're watching them, stink. You understand?
All right, thanks for coming through.
Bye-bye.
Freddie, you know a lot of times when they put out these bins, especially metal.
I know.
Pete thief them and carry, you find them by the scrap metal
Well,
yard.
I think he has to be talking around very populated areas.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
at the Georgetown Seawall by the thing, they have dozens of them.
Yeah.
But good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Kissoon.
Good evening, sir.
I don't know if you remember when the last time you went to your program.
No, I can't remember the last
I
time.
think it's about a month or 2 months ago when I called in and make a complaint. He said, message you, right? I message him and he said he get on to the people there and I can send them to check the situation here. Up to now, nobody ain't come up to now. I message him back, he acknowledged, he said nothing up to now again.
All right, do something for me. Message him and say you've informed the program on Friday night that you have messaged him 3 times. So send a text again to him to say, listen, I complained to Freddie that you came on the program and you made a promise to me and you haven't fulfilled it yet. There's nothing to lose by there's nothing to lose. There's nothing to
come up to know this, but going into 2 months and since last year, May I make a report to the NDC and nobody come and see what is the situation here.
There's nothing to lose by there's nothing to lose by
And the next, one more thing. I know if you could get Mr. Sheik back to your program, I really want to find out what's going on with the water situation on East Bank here because I don't understand opposite me getting water and you can't get water in a flat house. I keep calling this program all the time where nobody's doing nothing. You got pump water like 5 times a week, 20 times a month, like Bill Guyana. I don't know what to do with me. And opposite, we got a new scheme. I want to come and pick you up until you come and see you really going on with the water system. Here I can drive you and bring you. But we ain't getting water in the house in the day, night in the night.
You can't say night in the day, night in the night. You have to say you're getting water at all.
Well, it's coming, right? But it's daily dripping. If you use the toilet and you want to go back again, like the next 5-10 minutes, you got to wait half hour for the tank full again. If you don't...
Where is this?
Or still in the same...
Oh, the same guy. And that thing...
Yeah, I listen.
That thing is still going on. You called since...
In the house,
since January.
Sometimes it come on in the evening for half hour, it cut off, but just so you have black out no water.
Tell me something. I'm too much of a Georgetown boy, and maybe I need to get out more. These parliamentarians, 65 of them, don't they have offices in these areas that you could go to them? And I know in the UK and in the US, people go to their women and congressmen, people go to their senators and say, look, there is you should have gone to your well, I shouldn't say this because maybe those MPs are not.
So listen this. I live in this year September.
You know long you talking about this water thing. You know long you've been complaining about it. It should stop, man.
Hello?
You know long you've been complaining about the water thing.
Yeah, listen, I want to tell you one thing before it. I listen, this year September will be 10 years. They had a whole empty lot opposite, a whole empty land. They built up a new scheme with the young professionals.
Yeah, I've heard this. This is the third time you're telling. This is the third time you're telling. This is the third time you're saying this. I hope there isn't a 4th time.
I want to pick you up when you're driving the scheme. One man own 3 houses with 1 fence right away wrong. Nobody live inside the water going up. Full pressure here. People living here.
Instead of picking me up, go and talk to your parliamentary representative in the area, if there is such a person.
Well, Mr. He's controlling NDC, but he's doing nothing for me. So who are you going to?
Who's the parliamentarian? Who's your parliamentarian down there?
Well, I can't really say. I know they said the scheme had over to NDC, and NDC said the scheme had over the scheme goes back and forth. They got Charlie thing. So I don't know who controlling the scheme. You can't go complain no way. When you go housing, they send you NDC. When NDC, they send you housing. You understand?
As a senior citizen in this country that have been fighting since I was 16, I apologize I apologize to you, sir.
I get sick.
I mean, you've been calling so many times. I'm sorry to hear about. I'm really sorry to hear about that.
If this day and age, but what's saying opposite, you getting water, and the other side ain't getting water. That's the problem. How you want the poor man to feel when you get the water up to you? If you watch over from me house, opposite the scheme, if you got 20 people living inside, now people living in the scheme.
As I said before.
They should have pumped water on me because they got money, they got big house and apartment.
Okay then, right. So, thanks for coming through, man. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Freddie, there's frustration.
The man's been calling. Hello?
Freddie.
Yeah?
Good night.
Good evening, sir.
I hear a guy make a report on horse selling water.
That guy been complaining. This is the 4th or 3rd time he called about that.
January calling.
He called January, he called before January. So I think he called since last year.
That's not a problem at one point alone. I'm a resident from Ogle.
From where?
Ogle on the East Coast.
Oh, near to where I live. Yeah, I live at Turkine.
Good. I'm a resident from Ogle and the embankment, not too far from the airstrip road. And we, for the longest while, we living in a flat house. And we black tanks there on the ground. And flat. And we have to pump water into the tank. There is a problem with GWI. I don't know how long, because for the longest while, like about 3-4 years, we're doing the same thing. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a problem here. For the council, too, we don't have representatives on the council. I don't know who run in the area, but when they're ready for the vote, they just walk around and say, well, vote for the vote. And we have a Chinese next door, baby. They're doing anything what they feel like. Say, the drainage, and nobody can say nothing around here. Because when you go to the council, the Chinese get part to do everything. I don't know what really going on. They say, oh, we're going to be the next city. I don't know what kind of city we're building here. Because we live in a garbage city here. And if you can't get water in a black tank and it downstairs, I don't know what we going on. And they got kickbacks just keep running there, running for the last 15, 20 years. He just sit on here and doing a set of nonsense. I don't know. If you go wrong and find out somebody come in, I don't know what I'm doing. A program like this would highlight people problems.
Yeah. Well, this program is to highlight people problem. I am not sure. I have to confess. I think it's a social service we're doing, but I'm not too sure how much progress we're making. I'm not too sure how much progress we're making. That man called about 4 times about our stellium. We will continue the program, but I don't know if it will produce results.
People too comfortable with the stupidness what the government doing. In certain place, people too comfortable with the stupidness what they're doing. And when people talk against them, they feel, say, you're racial or you're talking because it's the opposition man. But if the main thing, what people want in a community is light, water, and infrastructure like roads and entire thing. And drainage and entire. We live just in front of the pump. As soon as the rain falls, we get the flood. We ain't get no proper drainage. We ain't get no proper water. And every day you get them blacking out. Blackout. Well, you live on the East Coast, so you're supposed to know what's going on.
Anyway, thanks for coming through, man.
Good. So if you highlight these things,
Well, we are highlighting it. We are highlighting it, but I will be a happier person if we get this out. Thanks for coming through. Let's take this other call. Let's take this other call. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Hello, good night, Mr. Freddie.
Good night.
Good night, sir. So I've been listening to your program for the past 15, 20 minutes, right? And I started listening from when you guys was discussing about the garbage problem in the city more so in the country. And then I listened to the guy with the problem at Horstelling. I would like to touch a little on the guy problem at Horstelling with the water problem and the one at Ogle. You went on to say that the guy should check with his parliamentarian representative. The guy highlight to you who is the representative, who is Mr. Siraj, who is a member of parliament from the government side. And also, Guy was responsible for water, who is the government control entity. So we should conclude and say, we all need to hold the government accountable for ensuring that the citizens have water. Because not the citizen or the other parties are responsible for us to get water. Similar like the guy at Ogle, when he mentioned to say if the story is accurate about the Chinese have permit for everything, the citizen or the normal guy cannot give the Chinese permit if that is true. It is the government can only do that. But I'm not hearing you're holding the government accountable from the water angle and from the other angle. And I also support the guy in terms of the more garbage bin, not only in the city which is densely populated, but also spread across the country because the garbage problem is affecting us in the entire country.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks for coming through.
Thanks for your contribution, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this?
Yeah, we have a few minutes remaining. You can still get your calls in.
Yeah, we've got 3 minutes. So if you're going to call, make sure you call before 10. Our operators have to leave at 10. We provide a service of people calling in. We just hope that when they call in with their complaints are solved. But people have been calling in since last year. That guy at Horstelling, I remember he called in when Gildarie was here. Gildarie hasn't been on the program since December. And that guy from Horstelling with the water called in when Gildarie was here. I don't have the answers. I just hope there is some... Anyway, here's the call.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Show.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
We had two governments in this country, the PVP and the PNC. Each one had a rule over 30 years, and we still having blackout and water problem. When they gonna fix that issue?
Well, you leave out there was important organizations that were also in government. The Alliance for Change.
Yeah, right.
They had a lot of say in the government. It's not only PPP, PNC, and the WPA with some of our famous names, our famous scholars, Rupert Roopnarine, Clive Thomas. I grew up with Clive Thomas and Rupert Roopnarine preaching revolution and saying that the PPP and the PNC will be left behind, and they came into power too. So it's not only PNC and PPP. You have to be historically accurate. The WPA was in power. You have this stupid guy Takuma Ogunse, who goes around sprouting a lot of idiocy, and he was a part of the government. You know, Clive Thomas was part of the government. He writes a column every week in the Starbuck News, and he was part of the government. So don't blame the PNC and PPP only. Anyway, so yeah, continue.
And the other thing is garbage. Whatever to do with garbage and garbage burning in this country.
But what was that?
Burning of garbage.
Well, that's an environmental problem. Yeah.
When they're doing it and you call, nobody respond to it.
You mean the EPA?
Yeah. And it seems like something normal. People.
I called the EPA a few times and nobody answered. You're right. Anyway, thanks for coming through. Let's take this call because we run out of time.
Yeah, we
Keep in touch. Call next week.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the show. Turn the volume down, please. Go ahead now.
Is this Mr. Gildarie?
Yeah, but you got to turn the volume down on your device, please. We can hear a feedback.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead now. Go ahead.
Yes, good night, sir.
Good evening.
I have a concern. I'm from West Coast, Iflot. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm from West Coast, Iflot. What happened, I'm a single parent of 3. And I used to do some livestock, like poultry, mining sheep and so forth. So, well, the government said that you can't, the NDC, the chairman, the Region 3 said that you can't mine more than excess, certain amount. So what happened? They decided to tell me I can't mine. Well, you can't profitable as a single parent for mine sheep and chicken and so on a small scale. They told me to apply for a piece of land office. Ponsica is the only place they have available at the moment, and after about a year or 2 they didn't really no response from that. So I dismantle everything. And I used to do some breeding sheep. So I don't know how you guys could address that for me.
Well, we can't address it. We provide a forum for you to highlight it. From this time we started this program 22 months ago, we hope that people would listen, the relevant authorities would listen, and they would act on it. But there's something about this, something we got to close now, but there's something interesting. Whether it's police, government, private sector, you say something on this phone about them. And if you think they're not listening, you're gonna hear the next day. You say something bad, very bad, about the police, or make an accusation about the minister, and you're going to hear. When we started this program, we thought that people in the authority would listen to the complaints and act on it. But I do believe very important people listen to the program is whether they act on it. A man made an accusation on this program against a certain minister, and the minister got on to us to say he was not there when that man said he was there. So I don't know what's the answer. People do listen, but I don't understand why these complaints keep coming up and they're not being solved. Anyway, thanks for coming through.
Okay.
Thanks, man. All right, bye-bye. Have a good night, yeah. That's it.
Well, let's, we're running out of time. Any more calls? Okay, one last call. The operator said to us that we are 2 minutes over time. So I guess we'll have to wrap up there. We will see you. One last call. One last call, sir. Maybe the last one. So it's quickly.
I want to ask you something. Right? I know you're running out of time, but let me tell you something.
We're out of time, so quickly.
This one problem.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You see this road, right? This road we're building. This East Coast Road, this double road. You see by all them bridge edge is terrible. Them is a bust up your shack, bust up all your trying to think for your vehicle body.
All right.
Those tiny people ain't got to look after and fix this thing.
All right, thanks.
You can't continue like this, my brother.
We gotta go. The operator gotta go home. Thanks. Stay in touch next week. Bye-bye. We're out of time. We gotta respect our operators' time. They gotta go home. It's 10 o'clock. We will see you on Monday. On behalf of co-host Akash Persaud, have a nice weekend, as I normally say. Take care of yourself. Catch you later. Bye-bye.